full-time carer for these two lads. It must be one hell of an undertaking, but also a very rewarding one, Mandy.
Yeah, it is. I just wanted to be the main carer for them because they're my boys, and I just wanted to do. So we chose for me not to go back to work once the kids were diagnosed, and I just stayed home and been their full-time care. And it's tough some days, but it's, like you said, it's so rewarding because I'm so close to them. I don't reckon most mums are as close to their sons as I am. So yeah,
and no doubt emotionally a roller coaster.
Oh, it is, yeah, because it's awful watching them be unwell. Like when Christopher was sick for that month in hospital last year, that was really frightening. That was really tough to deal with. And like Aaron deals with so much pain and that every day, so it's tough to watch them. It really is, yeah.
And from a family perspective, your family, your sister and your nephews, it must get so much strength, and it must be hard at the same time to deal with it as a family.
It is,
but I guess at the same time, great that you can rely on your family.
Yeah, well, we've got that sort of understanding. We understand how hard it is to look after them. So I know if I'm ever need the support, I've only got a ringer, But it was tough. Like, it's tough to watch your nephews pass away. So I know what it's like to lose a nephew, whereas she knows the other side. She knows what it's like to lose a son. So, we've sort of got that support to help each other. So we hope that we'll be able to support each other through it all,
Yeah. So. And when did things start to change? How old were the boys?
Well, they were diagnosed early because my sister's boys were diagnosed. They tested all the boys. So Christopher was only 4 when he was diagnosed, and Aaron had only just started walking a couple of weeks before he was diagnosed. But Aaron probably never really, he struggled probably the whole time walking and stuff. He never really managed very well, Aaron. He was always very slow and struggling to get around, whereas Christopher, up until probably grade 5, I reckon, you wouldn't have taken much notice. Like everyone could see it, but he was just doing everything normal still. He was still up on the oval playing footy. He still wanted to do everything. So he probably didn't really change a lot till around that, whereas Aaron
He's still very much
struggled.
like it.
Well, he is. He's a determined little rabbit.
Go-getter.
Yeah. He likes to get out and about and do things, which Aaron was the same too, but obviously it's got to that point where it's too hard for Aaron. But Aaron sort of... he always struggled, really. So, and the hard thing, I think, with him, Christopher started school just as Christopher. No one knew, other than the teacher, there was anything wrong with him. But by the time Aaron went, everyone knew, well, that's Christopher's little brother, and he's got the same thing. So he didn't come in as easy, I don't think, you know what I mean? And, it was probably a little bit harder for him that way. So
one thing I've noticed being here today is the positivity, and you're very open about everything. And first time I've been here and met you guys, it's still a bit overwhelming for me. coming to terms with the illness. You guys have done it for years since the boys have been young. But how do you keep the positive reinforcements going?
I don't know, really. That's just the way I live. I can't live.
It's always been that way.
Yeah, I couldn't live being upset about it all the time. I just couldn't do it. I just wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't cope. So I need to be positive for myself, but also for them. Like, I don't know how you'd do it if every day you were just sad about it. I don't know how your life would be. You know what I mean? We wanted to just be. I wanted to enjoy them and do as many normal things as possible with them. That's why we've done so much with them, with the footy and the concerts and, all that sort of stuff. It's just wanted to give them as normal a life as I could. So,
certainly done that. And when we say positivity, you only have to look around the house. They've done so much. You've done so much as a family.
We have,
You've done more things than the average family.
Yeah, well, that's, I think, a lot of kids would never have done a lot of what these guys got to do when they were younger. And, like we even drove all the way to Sydney to take Christopher to the Speedway up there. So it was a long trip up there, but that was good too. That was just sit back and watch them, like even at the footy, like when they were younger, like they were very funny. They'd be yelling out and everything.
I can imagine Christopher would be.
Yeah, well, he does, but like even like we say, we're in a members stand, obviously, but all the ones in front when they were little, someone would kick a goal, they'd all be turned around to see what these two are going to say, rather than watching what was happening actually on the field, because they had all little things about each player. You'd sing after they kicked goals, little chants they had going, and
as much as it's hard, it must be truly wonderful at the same time to see how well the boys are holding themselves, the work they're doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it.
That would be truly special for you.
I'm just really proud that they're going to so much trouble to help. They know that it's probably not going to fix them. The cure's not going to be found in time for these two, but I'm just so proud of them that they actually care enough about other people other than just themselves. Because
Yeah.
like being the way they are, they could just be, well, it's all about me. I'm in a wheelchair and I need everything done for me. They could be really, down, but they
Yeah.
like to be happy and positive. And I think that helps draw their friends and that around them too, because they're positive, they're happy. So their friends want to spend time with them.
Yeah, great.
They want to take him out
Not
for
to mention
tea and everything,
some of the best names in sport and life want to come and hang out with the boys.
Yeah.
The debilitating side of things. Aaron's obviously in bed all the time now. Mm-hmm. Simple things like scratching his nose.
Yeah, I'm chief scratcher.
Yeah, I heard that. what are some things that we take for granted that you basically have to help the boys with?
Basic things like that. Like
Yeah.
if they need to wipe their nose, they've got to get me to do it.
Yeah.
If itchy anywhere, like itchy on the back of the head or anything, I've got to do all that. Aaron's glasses, I've got to put them on and adjust them for him whenever they need adjusting. And even if they just want a drink, they've got to wait for one of us to go get the drink. And, like they can't just go, I feel like a drink and go to the fridge, like.
You need one of those
so they've got to
robots
wait for
like the
everything.
Jetsons.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
One of those things that
I
just
should teach
float.
the dogs to do it.
You should
maybe.
do that. The dogs are very clever.
Yeah, no, I don't think
is.
Stella would get the food to them. She'd eat it.
And the support spans. Like, I know you were telling me a story about Gary Ablett. When you found about the hoist, he said, "You're going to be right with it."
Oh, that was the breathing machine.
The breathing machine. Yeah, you're going to be right with it.
I think
people
right.
are just willing to help.
Yeah. He was like, well, how much is that going to cost you to get him? Because I said he couldn't go home until we had the machine. But then Nathan Sobey and the Seahawks stepped up and said, well, we're going to do a fundraiser. We'll give some to muscular dystrophy, but we want to give you a fair amount for his machine because we know him and we want to help him, sort of thing. It's great.
This Facebook page, The Boys Drive, it's amazing.
I know. I can't believe how well it's taken off. But, they're doing all the work. They're plugging it all the time and getting people on there. And it's just, Facebook's amazing for kids like mine.
Well, like Aaron said, it's just the way you get out to them.
Yeah, well, that's how Aaron keeps in contact with all people he knows and his friends and family and stuff too. But just, anyone now, like you put it on, one of your friends shares it and then they've got a whole group of friends that you don't have, so that gets spread more and more.
Thank you for having me here. It's been great to get to know you and the family, and I'm looking forward to spending a bit more time with you and helping get the message out there.
That's
so
great.
thank you so much for having me.
No, thanks for coming to do that. That's great.